The goal's never been how many points can I score. It's how much can we win by? How many wins can we get? How hard can I work for Sandy in doing what she asked me to do?
Taylor over to Griner, who dunks it in!
Great block there by Penny Taylor.
Backdoor cut alley-oop to Juana Bonner to Penny Taylor.
And the fans delighted seeing number 13 on the floor for the Mercury. Such an instrumental piece to those championships in 2007 and 2009.
Penny Taylor to the clock, fired it in from 15.
Penny Taylor's so good anywhere you put her on the floor.
Bonner, no look dish to Penny Taylor. How about that beautiful feed?
I know she's fought through a lot of injuries, a lot of personal sacrifice too, and she has been one player that's been so much fun to watch.
Given so much back and firmly kind of cemented her legacy as one of the finest players, certainly from her own country in Australia, but also in general in women's basketball.
Whalen on the drive. Taylor with a block and steal.
Looks like a running back hitting the gap. Watch how she holds this ball and watch those strides.
Hey, strong will on strong will. Taylor, three. Foul! And it goes! I said it before in this building. Penny from heaven.
Well, what a great career it was for Penny Taylor. She's going to be back in Australia in January. We're going to tell you more about that, but we also wanted to have a chat to Penny about her great basketball career. Of course, it started here in Australia, that took her to the WNBA, that took her to Europe, and, of course, a great career for the Australian Opals as well. And she joins us live from the US today. Hi, Penny. Welcome to SEN.
Hi, how you going?
Yeah, going well. You've had a bit of time, obviously, to reflect in the last 2 to 3 months on your great career, and I don't know when you sort of started to first think about retirement, but an Olympic Games, a huge WNBA year. It's been another packed year of playing basketball for you. You're pretty comfortable with the decision you've made, and obviously you've had a chance to reflect on that in the last few months.
Yeah, it's been a good few months, really taking it all in and having time to breathe and enjoy what I've been able to do. No regrets as yet, but it's definitely been a good time to sit back and appreciate what I was able to do, and more than anything, the people I've met along the way and experiences I've had. And I'm just really thankful for everything. I had a few ups and downs with injuries and that over the last few years, and I always wanted to finish on my own terms. And I feel like I was able to do that this year and really give it one good year, feeling healthy and feeling great, and go out on my own terms.
Penny, it's a glittering resume. I mean, starting as a junior through the AIS, playing at Dandenong originally in the WNBL, picked up round 1, I think pick 11 in the 2001 draft. You went to the Cleveland Rockers, who don't exist anymore in the WNBA. Of course, a couple of great stints at Phoenix, where you've been able to obviously make your name and win titles. You've been to Italy, Russia, Turkey, China, and obviously what you've done to play in 3 Olympic Games for Australia. Gold, of course, at the World Championships back in 2006. You were named MVP. That would have been a very special moment in Brazil. It's been an amazing journey, and that's what the sport of basketball can certainly offer, that great life experience.
Yeah, and it has, and gosh, when you list it like that, it's it's been a lot of years and it's been a lot of great moments. I feel really lucky, people go through their careers not winning any championships or having any sort of Olympic experience or any of that. So I just feel so lucky, and it was a lot of hard work, a lot of time away from home and away from family, but really it's all been worth it, and I wouldn't change a thing, to be honest.
And when you think about the WNBA and how powerful that is, and the great players that have come out of the US, Penny, and obviously they've gone on to have great Olympic success, the US women's team, they've always embraced the Australian players, haven't they? When you think back to Michelle Timms pioneering the way through for yourself and Lauren Jackson, and now we've got a number of Australian players who've gone across and been very successful in the WNBA and have been really accepted and integrated into the respective teams.
Yeah, definitely, and that's always been a point of pride for me. Sandy and Michelle really paved the way for us and gave us a good name. And I think from there, people were open to bringing in Australian players because they, had made such a great first impression. And so we were able to just capitalise on that. Obviously, Lauren had such an amazing career in the WNBA, and now to see players like Rebecca Allen over there, and Abby Bishop this year, and new players to the league, and it's really exciting for me. I feel so proud that we can go over there and compete, because to my mind, the WNBA is the best league in the world with the best players in the world, and it was always my goal to be competitive there, and I love seeing the Aussie girls, following those footsteps.
Sure. I mean, the Phoenix Mercury, that must be a very special place with great memories. I gave you a great send-off in your final game. A club that, a team that has certainly embraced a number of Australians along the journey. What does it mean to you when I just say the name Phoenix Mercury, and you've had 3 stints there? I imagine it becomes like a family.
It's home. It is a family. It's home. We've fought what it feels like a lot of wars there. We've been competitive. We've always, some years have gone well, others not so well. But you're out there competing together, and in any sport, that's where you make friendships for life. I've been so lucky the last few years to play for Sandy, who's such a great coach and was an amazing player, but also been able to make that transition that not all players are able to do, and becoming a great coach and leader for the Mercury. And I can be there for a long time going forward, and hopefully many more championships.
You talk about the great Sandy Brondello. I mean, she'd have to be in the frame, wouldn't she, Penny, at some stage to possibly be the next Opals coach, do you think?
Oh, for sure. I mean, she's coaching in the best league in the world, and coaching all the best players in the world, so that just makes sense.
Tell us about just some of your stints in Europe. I went to a Serie A game in Italy for the men, I reckon about 4 or 5 years ago, and not one of the big cities in Italy, and I just couldn't believe the passion. I was that distracted with everything else going on and around the basketball game. You played in Italy, and we know that the amount of money that's in Russia, and obviously influential people over there backing basketball, Turkey, and we've seen the emergence, of course, of China in the last few years. I mean, you've had some very interesting experiences which would all differ, I imagine.
Exactly right. I mean, I was in Italy for my first 5 years, and apart from putting on about 10 kilos from all the pasta and pizza that I ate, it was such a great experience. I was in a very small town, but a very passionate basketball town, and I wouldn't trade those 5 years for anything. And then moved on to play in Russia for 2 years. Again, a very different cultural experience, but one I really enjoyed and taught me a lot. And then to Istanbul for 3 years, and I can't tell you how much I enjoyed that there.
Different sort of basketball fans. Can you compare sort of the European basketball fans to those who would come along and watch the Phoenix? What's the most noticeable difference?
That's a hard question. I think basketball lovers of the world tend to be the same. They're demanding of you. They want the best. They're very supportive. But yeah, I think basketball is the one uniting factor, I'd say.
Absolutely. I reckon a really special part of your journey, Penny, was a couple of years ago coming back to where it all started at Dandenong. And we're about to tell basketball fans how they can come back and say farewell to you and acknowledge your great career on January the 14th. But you had an opportunity after being away for so many years to come back and play in the WNBL. I know you wanted to always come back here and at least play one season and put something back into the game. That must have been a pretty special period where you also got a chance, obviously, to reconnect and spend more time with family and friends.
Yeah, it was very special, and I'm really so thankful to Dandenong and obviously Jerry Ryan for giving me that opportunity. It was really special. I got to play with a great group of young Australian players who just developed out of sight, and to be able to be home and play in front of my family and my friends that I hadn't seen or been able to spend much time with since I was in my very early 20s, or 19 or 20 when I first left. So, I can't explain really how special that was. My niece and nephew who'd really never seen me play on Australian soil came to every single game. and I got to spend a lot of time with my father, who was unwell at the time. So it was really a really good experience for me, and I'm very thankful to the club, and I look forward to getting there next month and celebrating their 25 years and celebrating the amazing organisation that they are.
Absolutely. We're talking to basketball legend Penny Taylor here on Afternoons, and we can tell you, not only Dandenong fans, but just basketball fans. I mean, it's always a great rivalry when the Rangers and the Boomers play in the Crosstown rivalry for the Michelle Timms Cup. Saturday, January 14, Dandenong Basketball Stadium. It does coincide with the Jayco Rangers' 25th anniversary, where Penny is going to be a special guest, along with a number of former players, great players in the 25-year history. There is a cocktail function, $50 a head if you want to go along upstairs before the game. That kicks off about midday. You can just head to dandenongbasketball.com.au. Or for those that are lucky enough to get tickets to the game, Penny is going to be around to sign autographs, take photos, have a chat to the kids post-game as well. And I know we got a few SMSs, Penny, when we announced this about 2 weeks ago. Is Penny going to suit up at all? Do you think will we see you on the bench, or are you done?
Oh, no one wants to see an old lady in a uniform, so I think I'll leave it to the great young talent that Larissa has playing so well right now, and I'm excited about the game and to see them get out there and compete.
Do you keep an eye on it? Do you get to watch a few games on YouTube, or just keep an eye on how the team's going?
Oh, for sure. I'm always following. I'm constantly checking stats and scores, and to see them move to top of the ladder is really exciting for me.
Yeah, no, they're going beautifully. We look forward to seeing you back in Australia, because home has sort of become the US. I mean, I think that's your plan, isn't it, to spend, obviously, the next period of your life over in the States. Will you stay involved in basketball in some way, shape or form, Penny?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, basketball is my first love, and I really want to stay involved. And there's so many opportunities in the US for basketball, for women's basketball particularly. And I definitely want to stay in there. I really look forward to learning more about coaching and hopefully getting into that one day. Yeah,
great stuff. Hey, nice to talk to you today. It's been an amazing career. And we think of the basketball greats to come out of this country, Timsy, Lauren Jackson, yourself. We've been blessed, and you've had an opportunity to travel the world and do what you love doing. And I'm sure there's more of a contribution to come off the court as well. Penny, look forward to seeing you in Melbourne on Saturday, January 14. Really appreciate your time.
Great, thanks so much.
The Penny Taylor needs no introduction if you're a basketball fan, just a sports fan in general. Dandenong Stadium, Saturday, January 14. The game tip-off is at 3 o'clock between the Rangers and the Boomers. Doors open at 1:30, dandenongbasketball.com.au. You can secure tickets to just go to the game and say farewell to Penny. If you'd like to go to that cocktail function, that'll be upstairs from midday, dandenongbasketball.com.au for tickets. And you'll hear Penny speak directly about her great career.